All right.
All right. Here's a low-grade refrigerator board. I don't know why I'm taking it apart, but for whatever reason it didn't sell or it's broken, I can't remember. But here it is for a video. People just keep bringing me things for videos. Now, it's low grade, so there's nothing you can do to it to make it a lower grade. But so take a look right here, and you can see, let me get my little pointers. That's not it. I just got all my new pointers. Yeah. Right there. All right. So you can see that's copper. Now in the fancy stuff, that's gold. And really thin because computers work on not a lot of amperage. Fridges take more. The thicker your wire, the more amps it has to draw, just like a actual wire. But there's some copper in there. And probably what's the same under here, too. I expected that to break a little bit. It did not. This actually looks golder than I expected on some of these circuits, but it's probably just copper, considering that, ooh, let's see. This is how you ruin a board, mind you, but since we're experimenting, it doesn't matter. Oh, look at that. See how she's pulling those wires out. Look at that. So you can see that's just copper under there, even though it looks goldish. But that's not what I was opening up here. I was going to go through these guys and see what we find. Because if they're relays, we know they're going to have silver in them. Oh, this is a capacitor, I bet. Yeah, that wasn't a relay. Let's see what we can find that are relays, though. Maybe this one. Yep. So, profit in everything, save everything you can, blah, 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 same speech. But look. Here is our silver. And I do love silver. Watch my video earlier today about silver and investing. But these got some big old buttons in them. They are tig old tittens. I don't know. I tried to screw that up there. Everyone knows the joke I was trying to say. Tig old bitties. But these are tig old bittens. No, that's still the wrong way. Because it's big and buttons. They're both B's. It's still just big old buttons. I'm going to leave this in the video.
I can't. Oh, my God.
But look, there's just some good sized buttons for a relay like this. And we know now, you know, as we go through there, there's going to be a bunch of them. And some of these, you can actually look through and see where it is. So, like, some boards will do you the courtesy of saying defrost, heater, something. Like this says damper. This says heater. So that's your wiring for, it says DC. So I'm guessing this is inverted instead of actually a resistance heater, but it could have been a resistance heater. You know, your damper heater doesn't exist on this. So what they'll do with these boards, mind you, is make the PCB, which is this printed control board, for multiple things, so that this pattern exists for 10 fridges. And if it doesn't have the damper, say it's a top-bottom instead of a side-by-side, they still put this in. They just don't install that connector. So, I'm going to just keep ripping these off, because again, low grade can't get lower, except by shaving the weight off of it. But since we're going to do some of our own processing, even if we're not refining it, although I did just buy the stuff to make a silver cell, because a silver cell doesn't require chemicals other than salt water until you want to refine it. So we're going to do stuff like this, and it's going to be really small, but rather than burn all the chemicals and do all the acid and have to make a fume hood, we're going to just use a DC current and an anode and a cathode to create reverse electrolysis. So instead of plating it, we're going to unplate it, which will cause the silver to flake off of whatever it's bonded to, whether it be copper in like an electrical panel where it's silver plated copper, a lot of those little car parts I showed you have that as well. We'll be able to get that off and send it out to someone much better than me at refining, because what I tell everyone is the reason I'm the best at some things on the planet that I have no idea how to do is I simply know who to send it to. So rather than me screwing it up, I pay the guy to not screw it up. Like bookkeeping. I don't do bookkeeping because, or I should say I don't do taxes. I know how to mostly keep the books. Survived multiple IRS audits, so, you know. Best advice on surviving an audit is don't do the illegal thing in the first place. Everyone I know that's been audited and made an honest mistake the IRS has worked with. It's when you commit fraud that they do not like, so don't fraud. Look at those good buttons right there. Those are big old buttons.
Big old biddies.
Yeah. So now you can go through and, like I said in the other ones, break those relay motors apart. I'm going to throw them in with my electric motors and talk the scrapyard into taking them that way, since it's 6 of one, half dozen of another, because it's kind of a motor. It's just a contact. And then let's see, what else do we have in there to take out? So we should have learned that, you know, we can pull these Moffetts off. And I don't particularly know what's in these guys versus some of the other ones. Let's see. That just looks like some copper in there, but you never know, so that's why you just ship them off and let the better people do it. There's no point in breaking those down because, again, that's what a supply house or a company that deals in it's going to do. Now, look at that, though. That one was aluminum. These guys are copper. So since we're sitting here, I can just pull these out. And, again, these little things are great to melt into shot, which is something we will be offering. I actually, when the silver comes back, we'll have shot silver available for people. Shot is when it's just like little BBs. And I'm going to start doing that here with the nicer weather with the copper as well. So instead of just being able to buy it in bars or hunks from me, you'll be able to do it in a more craftable form. We're also going to get into Etsy more. And we have one of our team members that does a lot with Fiesta ware. So we have a lot of knowledge and access to that. So, playing with this board, you can see the little bit of copper I got out, the little bit of silver, all off of a junk fridge board. Even if it worked, this board might have been worth less than just the base materials we pulled out of it. So, end of video.